Peter.
Cameron, the Van Boys. Hey guys.
What's up, guys?
What's poppin', guys?
How's it going?
What's going on?
Man, this intro so sucks.
It just sucks. Welcome to the channel. We've been putting off this Q&A for quite a while. We decided, let's sit down and do it, but intros suck, so that's what you guys get. Alright, so we've been taking questions on our social media, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff, and we got a decent amount of them, so we filtered out the best, and we picked our favorite questions from everyone that asked. He got some, and I got some. So we have 11 questions here, and if you have more questions, go ahead and comment them, or find us on social media and ask us. We will also put those in the link in the description and at the end of the videos. Alright. So first question comes from Nick Leskovac, and he asked, how much does a van cost and how much did the actual conversion cost to build into the van that we're going to be living in? So Peter and I split the van at the beginning. We spent a while searching on Craigslist and eBay and stuff, and there was like...
Almost got scammed.
Yeah, we almost did get scammed because his dumbass thought that this Astra was a good car, and it was really bad. But we didn't get scammed, but some scammer does have my email somewhere out there, so, you know, if I go missing, it's scammers with the Chevy Astra, so that's probably why I'm gonna go missing. So we had searched for a while and we didn't find anything. It was a really big dry spell, and then we went and looked at one that was just down the street from my house, and it was a really cool van. It wasn't a high top, it was a Chevy G20.
Would have been pretty interesting.
It would have been, looking at it now, that would have sucked. Like, if we would have chose that van, it would have sucked, and I liked it a lot, but now looking back, I hate it. Then we ended up going and looking just a little bit ways from my house at this body shop. This guy met with us, and long story short, he just didn't want it anymore, had to do some stuff with family, and so we went and looked at it. We liked it, and next day, there we were with our cash buying it. So we split it 50-50. The van cost $6,000. So it was $3,000 each, and that was kind of the nice thing about this trip, is everything financially is split 50-50 for the most part.
Yeah, so after we bought our van, we spent $6,000 on a beautiful van. Like, it had the conversion, like seats in the back, like the back seat flattened out into a bed, and the seats were all really nice. It was just a cool looking van.
Yeah, it was a sick van. Like, all my friends actually got really pissed at me when I ripped it all out, because then we didn't work on it for like a year, so we were like, damn, we could have been using this for a year as a cool van, but we never did.
Yeah, so it was a bit unfortunate taking all that out, but it just really wouldn't have worked with what we were trying to do. After we got it, we just basically gutted it. And
then after we gutted it, we had to obviously start building it. So just cost-wise, because you gotta look, you have plywood for building stuff, you have insulation, you have parts and labor, you have all that good stuff, and we're gonna filter out the cost of mechanical problems with the van and just the build itself, because mechanical problems differ with each car. So the build itself, we're gonna give it $1,400 to $1,500 for the build. And it wasn't like one thing was more expensive than the other. Honestly, the most expensive thing we probably bought that is going in the van is the mattress.
There was a lot of decent medium range things, but like it all adds up pretty fast. Like even just like screws and caulking and stuff that we had to use.
Yeah. We both agreed that we've been to more hardware stores in the past 3 weeks to a month than we've ever been in our life. And that question comes from Nick. Thanks, Nick. I know a lot of people wonder the same thing, and this was actually the first time we've actually calculated the numbers.
Our next question came from my friend Victor and Cameron's friend Lauren.
And that question is, where are we most excited to go?
We're kind of just excited to go anywhere, honestly. Like,
I think what we can agree on is anywhere that has a mountain worth skiing and trails worth hiking is where we're excited to go. Shout out the Midwest and KC, but I don't see us finding ourselves in the Midwest very much.
I feel like if I had to choose though, I'm really excited to go to the Pacific Northwest. I haven't been, and just, I mean, from what I've seen, it just looks beautiful. Mountains,
yeah,
oceans nearby.
I think the Northeast is kind of what I'm most excited for. Like, I've never been to Maine.
I think the biggest bummer is we're not gonna make it to Alaska this year.
Yeah,
maybe when it warms up again, but
yeah, we were gonna originally go to Alaska, but we decided not to, just weather permitting, and we just had delays working on the van and stuff. But you know, live and learn, life goes on. Thanks, Lauren, and thanks, Victor, for that question. That was a pretty good one as well.
Shout out to Ethan, bro.
Yeah, shout out Ethan on that question as well. Third question comes from Gabby. Do we/will we miss home?
I've kind of dealt with being away from home.
Yeah,
he
lived away in Virginia working, and then he went to K-State, so he was always out of town. I just graduated high school, so I do get homesick. Like, if I go on a skiing trip, by like the 8th day, I'm like, I really want to go home and see my friends. But it's not even I miss home, like Kansas. But now that everyone's gone in college, the only people here is my family, and then there's a couple important people here still. But I'm sure I'll miss it here and there, but it's not like I'm going to be crying in my bed.
I feel like it's going to be pretty hard to be bummed out during this trip at all.
Yeah, no doubt. All right. Thanks, Gabby, for that question. Our next question is, what is our schedule? How long will we be gone? And how long do we plan to stay on in each state? And that comes from Heather Hoffey. We don't have a schedule. We don't have a route. and we don't have a plan on how long we'll stay in each state. But I
We got
mean,
stuff we want to see and people we want to visit, and that's about it.
about it. And people we want to meet. We're really excited to meet everyone out there. So y'all watching and stuff, like
And
we
food.
definitely want to meet you. Yeah,
And
food to
food
try.
we gotta eat.
Throw us some good places to eat anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah, if you have grandmas that will cook for us while on the trip, give us their address. We will pull up and eat their food, no doubt.
Absolutely.
So our next question is, do we have stuff planned for each state? And if so, what do we have planned? Skiing, hiking,
Just surf.
meet people, eat, live. We don't have much of a plan. Any plan questions are kind of just a toss up in the air. Like Peter and I both talked about like how this trip is kind of going to be one of the biggest and coolest things we do in our life. So it's like, if we have to spend every last dime we own, which we probably will,
I'm
like
content.
we're content doing it, just because like you can always make your money back, but we can't make this time back for this cool stuff we're going to be doing. So
I just wing it.
yep. So that one came from Holly. Thanks, Holly. Next question is this something you've always wanted to do, or is this whole idea random? So long story short, I have always hated school. I respect teachers. I respect people that go to college. I'm never going to say don't go to college. It's just not for everyone, and I'm part of those people that it's not for. And so I used to swim, and I was like, dang, I really want to go to college, and I want to swim in college. And then I started getting tired of swimming. I was like, well, I really don't have a reason to go to college right now, because one, I don't know what I want to do, and two, there's nothing that really interests me out there. I feel like there's just as much as I can do without it. So then I was like, I want to travel. That's the only thing I've ever wanted to do, and the only thing I have the heart to do. And so I was like, you know, I think it would be cool to live in a camper. And I was like, you know, it'd be even cooler to live in a van, because that's like even more hippie. So I was just had this van idea. It was never like full-fledged, but this was when I was 16, 15 years old. I was sophomore year, mid-sophomore year. And so we swam together. That's how we met on the high school swim team. And then we were on the bus to a swim meet, actually, where he goes to college. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to Winter Park in Colorado. And my dad said, you know, I could bring a buddy to ski with me, but none of my friends ski. And he was like, I ski. And I was like, you want to go? And he was like, yep. And now we're living together.
Yeah.
Then one day he texted me.
Yeah, we were just talking one day. I was in my freshman year of college. I go to Kansas State. We were just talking. He told me about his aspirations, how he wanted to live in a van. I was like, dude, no way. I was like, I would absolutely do that too. I guess I was just fed up with school. He graduated from high school. I finished my sophomore year, and now we're just taking a year off to travel.
Yeah, so it's a year off for him, and then for me, it's kind of just a year to figure things out. You know, I mean, I doubt I end up in college, but shoot, maybe I'll talk to someone and they'll change my mind. I'm not closed-minded to college. I just don't care for school in general. I mean, it was random in a way that he was just like, yeah, I'll go. But at the same time, this has been planned out for multiple years, and it's finally seeing it come together has been probably one of the coolest things. Just seeing this van come together. Big shout out Andrew, my dad, aka Vandrew. You'll be hearing a lot about him in videos. A lot of memories made doing all this. The next question comes from my friend Jesus, and he said, will we be staying hydrated and drinking a lot of water?
Yep.
Yeah. Next question is, are we making money on the road, or are we just using what we saved? And this comes from Corbin.
If we run out too early, we're gonna make some money.
We're gonna make some more. So right now we're living off savings. We've just both worked a lot. He worked over the summer. I worked over the summer. I've worked over the past summer. So has he. Worked during the school year and stuff. So it's just a bunch of saving money. Hoping it can get us through the trip or as far as we can. And if we can make it last the whole year, it would be nice. But we're not gonna like sit there and be like, oh, well, we can't do this because we don't have enough money. We're just gonna say, screw it, spend that money, and then make it back if we have to. I actually work for a ski company based out of Jacksonville, Wyoming, and I'll be editing videos for them. Shout out Ski Gear TV. If you want to check them out, I'll put their link in here. I edit all their videos, stuff like that. You'll be seeing us at the SIA ski show, and later this year we'll do a video on that. It's pretty cool.
But I'm sure we could find an odd job.
Oh yeah, odd jobs
really
will be
needed to
easy,
make some
especially in
money.
like the mountain places. There's always ski shops and stuff open. So, all right. So the next question is, what is our main goal and what gave us inspiration? This comes from my friend Ryan. One, yeah, cheesy, but I want to figure out myself, figure out what I want to do, where I want to be, who I want to be, and stuff like that. A bunch of cliche, cheesy stuff. Shout out Nicholas Sparks. And my inspiration for this was really just my sheer hate for school. So this is just kind of a cool thing. Inspiration is just the world, I guess. Inspiration is just what's around us that I haven't seen, because I haven't seen very much. So I'd like to see it all, or as much as I could.
Yeah, and then for myself, I just kind of wanted to take a year to see it all before I get into my career, because I was just sitting at school one day and I was just like, man, I'm really going to go to college for 4 years, start my career, maybe start a family, and that's what I'm going to do for my life. I was like, why not take a year when I'm young and just enjoy myself?
Yeah, that was something kind of big for me. I really didn't want to have to work the rest of my life. I knew if I graduated high school and went straight to college, then I just knew I was going to be out in the field working, and then once I had a family, I couldn't leave. And I like the idea of doing stuff when I'm young and able rather than when I'm old and stable. Bars.
Do it while we're young.
Yeah, exactly. Do it while we're young. That one came from Ryan. Thanks, Ryan.
Our last question, ironically, came from my sister because she was asking what does my mother think about our trip. So I guess we both have to take our own angles.
My parents were very supportive of this whole idea. I don't honestly even know how this came up. I think we were sitting at dinner one night, and I was just like, it was something along the lines where they were like, so you keep saying you don't like school and you don't like college, and I was just like, not one bit. Like, I don't look forward to going. I was kind of like, but I want to travel, and they were like, well, with what money? And I was like, yeah. So I lifeguarded and nannied and coached and taught swim lessons. I was in the water all the time, working with kids all the time. I kind of just said one day, like, you know, I think this is a cool idea, living in the van and like traveling the world. My mom was like, well, who's gonna go with you? And this was before Peter, and I was like, I'll get a dog. A dog would be cool. Yeah, so my mom was kind of just scared. She wasn't unsupportive of it. She was just more scared for me and my well-being and stuff. But, you know, it would have been doable, and then I would have had a little dog with me, which would have been tight. I could have taught it how to hike and stuff. My dad, he was a ski bum for a couple years in Colorado for, well, more than a couple, but he lived day to day off money to money, working at a ski shop and stuff like that. But if he can do it, why can't I? And so does the rest of my family. Some of them are like, oh, you're living with another dude, but it's obviously not like that. Shout out girls.
So then for my situation, I received a bit more resistance from my parents because I've already done 2 years studying as a mechanical engineer at K-State. I guess my parents kind of expected me to go to school for 4 years straight and actually get my degree. And they're a bit disappointed that I wasn't going to, I guess, graduate on time maybe, but oh man, I am going to graduate on time because I'm smart. I mean, I've gotten them on board with it somewhat. I've talked about how all the people I'll meet, all the places I'll see, and all the lessons I'll learn versus just school because, I mean, everybody knows you're not going to learn everything you need to know from school.
A big part of this is something I always tell people, like, oh, I had a teacher tell me, I'm not going to say her name because she still teaches there, even though I'd like to, but most of you, if you know who I am, you know who she is. But she told me, you're just not going to have the same connections and the same experience on the road that you're going to have in college. And I call total BS on that. We have every state, all different kinds of people from all different kinds of viewpoints, from all different kinds of lifestyles and cultures. It's like, I'm going to be meeting all these different people doing all these cool different things, and I'm going to learn so much. So, you know, networking is a big thing, but I definitely think meeting people from different places and different viewpoints is one of the best things you can do to grow as a person on some non-cliche stuff.
So thanks, Felicia, for that question.
Yeah, thanks,
It was
Felicia.
a little bit deeper than you intended, I'm sure.
Yeah, gotcha.
But let us know if you have any more questions. We'll be sure to answer them. I mean,
yeah. All right, so that's it for the questions. Just before we close this video out, there's going to be a lot more to this channel than obviously Q&As. I doubt we do a bunch of these. If not, maybe like one more mid-trip. But, you know, this channel is going to be a lot of vlogs, a lot of just really cool cinematic stuff. Just we'll have a little bit of drone footage, a lot of cool shots. There will be a little bit of pictures mixed in, just cool people we meet, cool interactions, cool things we do. I mean, we're also going to be, in our vlogs, is going to be more explaining like the whole van life and how our days are going, and then we'll have completely separate videos. Or just showing, like, here's the cool stuff we did. And you're not even going to have to listen to us talk. It's just going to be a really cool video to watch. It's just going to be eye-pleasing to watch. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing on here and on our social medias as well, other than just YouTube. But this is where we'd like to focus. So the channel is going to be sick. It's going to be really cool.
yeah, be sure to check us out when we're on the road.
Shout out Vanboys. Shout out the people that ask questions. Shout out Anytime Fitness. And shout out Vandrew. Big shout out. Shout out girls. Thanks for watching.
Peace out, homies.